god, he's so fine.
I know he gave her a band-aid and it is so awful. Oh my god!
우리들의 이야기를 함께 나누는 스토리 코리아입니다. 케이팝데몬헌터스는 넷플릭스에서 6월 20일 공개되자마자 글로벌 영화 부문에서 1위를 차지했고 25일 기준으로도 1위를 기록하며 큰 화제가 되고 있습니다. 아직 이 애니메이션을 접하지 못하신 분들을 위해 간단히 소개해드리고 해외 시청자들의 생생한 반응을 함께 살펴보겠습니다. 메인 감독 매기 강은 한국에서 태어나 어릴 때 캐나다로 이민했습니다. 드림웍스 출신인 그녀는 애니메이션 일을 시작할 때부터 한국 정서가 담긴 작품을 만들고 싶었다고 하는데요. 주인공 루미의 이름도 자신의 딸 이름에서 따왔을 정도로 각별한 애정을 쏟은 작품이죠. 공동감독 크리스 아펠한스와 함께 코로나 시기에 구체적인 기획을 시작했고 소니 피처스 애니메이션에서 제작하게 되었습니다. 흥미로운 건 일본계 기업의 미국 제작사 그리고 미국 배급사가 한국을 소재로 한 작품으로 지금 글로벌에서 큰 성공을 거두고 있다는 점입니다. 과연 해외 시청자들은 이 작품을 어떻게 보고 있을까요? 지금부터 그들의 생생한 목소리를 직접 들어보시죠.
If you love K-pop Demon Hunters and want to see more, you are not alone because it has been a massive success. The movie itself is #1 on Netflix in over 20 countries, which is pretty crazy. For reference, Arcane was #1 in about 50 countries, and that was basically the biggest animated hit that Netflix ever had. And K-pop Demon Hunters just came out, but that's just half of the movie's popularity because, of course, a movie about K-pop is also all about the music, and the soundtrack is doing fantastic. It's already #1 in the iTunes store. Takedown, performed by Twice, is massive on Spotify, and the entire thing has overall been just a huge hit. Safe bet we'll be seeing some more from Hunter X.
Mi volt ez a befejezés? Nem bírom. Ez a film, gyerekek, 10/10. És annyira jók a számok. Nem nagyon gyors egy második filmet. Ki fogok borulni? Ki borul?
Keipopdemon헌터스 me cerró el hocico y le va a cerrar el hocico a varias gente. Lo que pudo haber sido una mala historia por parte de Netflix tratándose de aprovechar de que el K-pop está en tendencia y además tiene toda una comunidad detrás, resulta ser una historia bastante entretenida, inesperadamente divertida y con una banda sonora que te recuerda por qué hay gente dispuesta a comer maleza todo un año con tal de ver a sus vallas en el escenario. Y es que cualquier persona que escuche K-pop y cazar demonios en una misma frase podría jurar que iba a salir algo tan crinchoso como cuando a alguien se le ocurrió que Abraham Lincoln podía cazar vampiros y tener sentido. Pero aquí, aunque no profundizan mucho en el lore de los demonios y de los personajes en general, te explican por qué las cazadoras de demonios tienen que ser cantantes y en este caso idols. Y si me preguntan a mí, eso es más que suficiente porque la película no busca complejizarse. Solo quiere contar una historia que explica cómo el poder de la amistad, el K-pop y el amor interracial heterosexual salva al mundo. Y honestamente para mí lo hace bien y eso también está bien.
A title like K-pop Demon Hunters sounds like something only studio executives could invent, like you could almost envision the likes of Seth Rogen in the studio pitching the idea of a K-pop band that also fights demons, whether out of genuine enthusiasm or to cynically cash in on K-pop's global dominance. But regardless of its origins, K-pop Demon Hunters is a vivid, entertaining ride that's visually dazzling and at times a solid introduction to the world of K-pop for the uninitiated. The story centers on a trio of warriors, Rumi, Mira and Zoe, voiced respectively by Arden Cho, Mei Hong and Ji Young-yu, who double as members of Huntrix, a wildly popular K-pop girl group whose concerts and music aren't just pop spectacles, but also the source of a magical barrier called the Hon Moon that protects their fans from soul-sucking demons. But as Huntrix is preparing a new track designed to permanently seal the Hon Moon, a demon named Jinu, voiced by An Hyo-seop, arrives with fellow demons to form a rival boy band group with looks and charisma to rival BTS, setting the stage for a literal battle of the bands with the face of the world hanging in the balance. So, full confession, I know little about K-pop. I mean, I know who BTS is, but then again, who doesn't? But my general familiarity with the genre is superficial. Though that's not necessarily a barrier, as the film works as a standalone fantasy adventure that cleverly taps into the energy and aesthetic of K-pop culture, with directors Chris Aplehans and Maggie Kang injecting sincerity and momentum into a plot that, though derivative in places, remains focused on characters who are genuinely likeable and are given emotional arcs that lend the film more depth than expected. And of course, the soundtrack is filled with catchily and slickly produced songs that enhance the pulsing, kinetic atmosphere. The animation in particular is stunning, clearly borrowing the reduced frame rate style of the Spider-Verse movies, but it utilizes its own bold visual identity that's bursting with color, energy, and stylistic personality, including a clear anime influence from exaggerated facial expressions to creature designs like a three-eyed bird and a giant cat that feel plucked straight from Studio Ghibli. That said, the storytelling can itself feel a bit superficial, with some plot elements, particularly those exploring a lead's mysterious past, feeling underdeveloped, while the villains, especially the final boss, which is a literal flaming mass voiced by Byung-hun Lee, lack nuance and feel like missed opportunities in a story that wants to challenge simple notions of good versus evil. And the finale leans heavily into that cheesy trope of music literally saving the world, which though earnest is so perfectly staged that it risks feeling overly manufactured. Still, K-pop Demon Hunters is a wild, fun and gorgeously animated 3.5-star film that delivers exactly what it says on the tin, and might even win over those who've never streamed a K-pop song in their lives.
K-pop Demon Hunters is a movie that just shouldn't work, but it's actually a banger. Well, like, if you told me that we were going to get a movie about K-pop stars actually being demon hunters from, like, Supernatural, and the entire movie was going to go around a beef between a K-pop group that's them and another boy band K-pop group that are demons, and the central, like, the climax of the movie is them literally having a sing-off, but then there's also a love interest between the central demon hunter that's also, like, a half-demon and the leader of the demon boy band. Like all of that, okay? And the movie's called K-pop Demon Hunters. There is no level of subtlety. All of that. Also, it's done in the animation style of, like, it's like 2.5D. It's like Arcane, but, like, more anime-inspired. All of that. This movie is absolute banger, dude. It goes so, like, oh, well, it's a simple movie. Who cares? Like, who genuinely cares? I enjoyed my time watching it. You want to know how you know your movie succeeded and as, like, a great movie? When by the end of it, the first thing that you say is, man, I really would have wanted to watch more of that. That's how you know. Like, that's how you know your movie did great. Like, the movie was over, and I was actively thinking to myself, man, I really hope they make a continuation of this, because this went hard. And the music, like, it's shocking to me that, like, music that is specifically made for this movie, and I look, no, it's specifically made for this movie. It's, like, better than most stuff that I listen to. I'm sorry, bro, Your Idol, unbelievably hard. But yeah, no, this was a banger. I'm a solid, I'm gonna be real, 8.5, but, like, 8.5, watch it, brother, it's on Netflix.
K-pop Demon Hunters is for the girls who grew up with Wings Club. I have been excited for this ever since I saw the concept art, like, years ago. And this might be one of the best anime movies of the year so far. It was colorful, the songs were so good. I'm not even a K-pop girl like that, but, like, I have been playing the playlist all day. It really exceeded my expectations in its messaging. I kind of didn't know where it was going with the demon versus demon hunter plot, and I won't give anything away, but the way that they talk about shame and how that can affect somebody, I think was really mature. That's what Sony is really good at. They can take really mature themes and package them into something kids will understand, and I think if I was introduced to this as, like, an 8-year-old, I would probably be obsessed with this movie. It's also nice to just see a girl group again in animation where they all have their own personalities, yet it's still simple. It's really easy to tell them apart right off the bat. You're not wondering who's who. A really good example of women being feminine while still being cool and being able to fight demons and stuff. Yeah, I actually got kind of teary-eyed toward the end of this. It took me very much by surprise, and I think that's what Sony Animation has done and continues to do, is they're just really good storytellers, and they really know how to pick them. So much fun with this. It's just great seeing a colorful, actually animated, like, the expressions in this are hilarious. It's just cool. It still takes itself seriously, but it's still having fun with its style and leaning into the zaniness of it. So, yeah, I highly recommend K-pop Demon Hunters. It's on Netflix, so you could literally watch it right now. And yeah, you will have the song stuck in your head all day.
Take down, I'ma take you out your breakdown. Like what? I just watched K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh my gosh, Netflix, Sony Animation. Can we applaud them? Best movie of the year by far. It's up there with Thunderbolts. Like, oh my gosh, the animation. I really don't want to give the plot away because I would just ruin the whole amazingness about this movie. But it's about this like girl K-pop band, Hunter X or something like that, Hunter X, and they're competing with this new band called the Saja Boys. The group twice, I think some of the members are in this movie. Apparently BTS was in this movie. There's a lot of secrecy, transference behavior going on. 3 girls are demon hunters, and that's all I'm gonna say because this movie, you really have to watch it for the plot. Like, it's fantastic. The animation, like, it's like Turning Red and Across the Spider-Verse is combined. This is one of the best animated movies I've seen in my life. The music is fantastic. I'm gonna take down, I'm gonna take you out, and it ain't gonna stop. I can't stop singing that song. The emotion hits, and it hits hard. The expressions on their face. I gotta say the animation again, the fight scenes, the action choreography. It's just amazing. The voice acting is fantastic. The humor is great. I don't have any negatives. Maybe that's a little predictable, but other than that, I don't care. Sony, Netflix, I hope you see this. I promise you, you're going to get nominated for an Oscar next year. You are going to win Best Animation. You have to win. This is one of the best looking animated films I've ever seen in my life. We need a sequel. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I actually don't care. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Best movie of the year. I don't care. I'm saying it. Best movie of the year.
Ayer justo me vi la peli de K-Pop Demon Hunters. Espectacular. Estamos analizando un poquito el estilo, las cosas que hacen. Está súper interesante. Cómo jugar con los tiempos. Tenemos nada. En un frame sale un poquito, dándonos a entender qué es lo que pasa. Mantiene. Siguiente frame ya tenemos afuera. Y va desacelerando. Y después tenés el secondary animation con las cositas de la ropa. Y lo mismo debe ser con los otros personajes. Es algo bastante simple. Mira, uno te muestra que estoy como que está apareciendo. Ni siquiera hay smear frames o blur, nada. Mismo principio las 3. Es una constante. Los tiempos. Para animar es un frame. Te muestran lo que va a pasar en la acción. Una acción rápida, muy rápida. Mira todo lo que se mueve. Y después es como que hacen... ¿no? Todos los movimientos son un poquito así. Acá llega, entonces desacelera, desacelera. Tenemos 3, 4 poses. Que se está cara. Espectacular. De vuelta, de acá, en un frame, estamos acá. Pero juegan con lo mismo de agarra, estamos acá, un frame de salida, mismo principio, sale, pum, tironea. ¡Qué loco! Como que todos los movimientos siguen esta regla de el personaje está quieto, te empieza a acelerar, mantiene eso por 3 frames, salta una banda y después otros desaceleración. ¡Qué loco, eh! Está para seguir estudiando esto todo el día.
Really liked how the emphasis on perfection and like never showing your faults or fears is like a really direct commentary on K-pop and like the industry and all the expectations that are like placed on the idols. But I also really like the ending, how like they've had some rest and like they've rebonded and they figured themselves out, but they still really want to be present for their fans and like get back out there and do their thing. So like same but different, you know? Really like that the doctor's kind of a quack but actually totally can read all of these people, which maybe makes him a really good snake oil salesman. I don't know. And I love that there's a consistent through line about how like the group is stronger together, but you are also stronger when you are fully united within yourself and not denying parts of who you are. Like Rumi can stand in for a lot of people, but I see a really strong trans and queer allegory in her and in the group at large, that we are all better together because of all the different things we bring in and share and aren't afraid to express together. Also, I really love how many conflicting opinions there are about like which K-pop boy each demon is. Please keep bringing me these arguments. These are great. As a Felix fan myself, like the babyface one having the deepest rapping voice is just delightful. Don't come for me if you don't agree that that's who that is. I have a limited knowledge and that is a vague opinion of my... Please no, I'm not interested in being eaten for that. Thank you. K-drama, like slow-mo with their first meeting, almost gave me a heart attack. Like that was so beautifully done. It went on for so long that you're just kind of like you're zoned fully in and so scared the whole time of like how this is gonna... They're in the crowd watching the Saja Boys performance as they're entering, and like they put Rumi's hood back up and like yank it too tight. Like That's that overly aggressive care friend we all want. Like, good job, Zoe. And like, did anyone else notice that all of the Saja boys' performances are about like consumption? So like, you know, very obviously like, I'm here for your heart and your soul. You're my soda pop, gonna drink every drop. Like, you fill me up. Like, interesting. Like, they're very much hiding in plain sight, like what they're there for. Like, I know that they've already discussed that like humans can't really see the demons. They probably can't see the patterns either. But is the world actually getting more vibrant and beautiful, and like our hearts actually forming out of the air when they want them to? Help me, like, I'm for it, but also like if you change the colors of my outfit, weird demon person, I also would kill you. I get it.
I have some theories about K-pop Demon Hunters lore, and I'm just gonna share them. First off, there seems to be two different types of demons. The first one is Jinu. There are a handful of other people who are in those same robes and the same like hat in the crowd in the background, and it seems like 3 out of the 4 of the rest of them are also that type of demon. I say 3 out of the 4 because we get one shot of fangs, the bottom of a face that is very distinctly not human, and then it becomes mystery. The one who can't really see his face and also kind of acts a bit like an animal, to the point where Zoe has to whack him when he starts barking at someone. He doesn't talk much. He is the one who knows how to act the least human. So what are the two types of demons? It seems to be that one is that human-esque type, and from Jinu we know that he is someone who made like a contract with Guima. And then when we see souls being transferred to the demon realm, we see souls go into Guima's mouth, and then we see demons that are like, they look like demons, they don't look like humans, appear. So it seems to be that there are souls, actual souls, that have been turned into demons via a contract that they made, something that they sought from Guima. And then the other form is fractured, fragmented human souls, essentially human souls that have been digested and remade into demons. And I think that that is what mystery is.
Hey there, Film Dude here. I just finished watching K-pop Demon Hunters, and it was really good. It's got great music, great animation, the story's okay, but honestly it doesn't detract from it because the animation and the music is so good and entertaining that it really draws you in. And it's also very funny. There's a lot of great visual gags. There's also a lot of great like moments like making fun of or like poking at the K-pop fans and showing off like, oh, this is what they do. And like, it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what being a K-pop star is and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, it's really funny. It's not really like groundbreaking, but it's enough to get you there so that you can enjoy the music and enjoy the beautiful animation that is very reminiscent of Into the Spider-Verse. So I definitely recommend this movie. And this is why I kind of have a problem with the way Netflix does their movies, because Netflix is kind of like a garbage dump, where they just dump all their movies out and they kind of don't promote them. And so you kind of got to dig through it to find the diamond in the rough, and this is one of those cute little diamonds.
Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the seeming inconsistencies throughout the film when it comes to the Saja boys as to whether they're really fully all there with their own sort of cognition or free will, or if they're merely puppets being controlled throughout the film. Throughout the film, Gino is really the only one that has his own named, fully fleshed out character. The rest of them are simply sort of an amalgamation of different traits for the roles that they fulfill within the band. You know, we got mystery, Abby, baby, and romance. And at the very beginning of the film, it is made kind of clear that Gino is somewhat special when it comes to demons, that he, retaining his entire personality and free will despite the voices and stuff in his head, is maybe not a usual thing, that he is somewhat special in the treatment that the Demon King gives him. Not in the sense of being treated well, but perhaps in the sense of being someone who amuses him and is allowed to continue to exist fully as himself because of that. Which really then makes his whole goal throughout the film to have his memories erased especially horrifying, because it implies that his only way to really be free, not just of himself, but of the Demon King, is to completely lose himself. So what about the other Saja boys? Do they have free will, or are they merely puppets? I would speculate that it's a little bit of both. I think that based on their initial appearances, that they maybe were, like Jinwoo, once human, but over time have lost themselves more and more and more within their sort of demon self within the demon realm as they've acclimated to it. Jinwoo is definitely the mastermind when it comes to the group. It is his profession, after all, as a musician, putting together the sound, the music, coordinating everything top to bottom. And for the most part, they do just kind of play into their stereotypes that they've been assigned. And they look so exhausted and out of it whenever they do get to drop the charade, almost as if they're not entirely sure what they're doing or why. But there's also brief moments throughout the film where it seems like they are saying and doing things of their own volition. Which, if my theory is correct, then there would be somewhat of a sliding scale as to how far gone they are into their demon selves versus how much of their human selves they have kept up here and in here, if like Jinwoo, they were once human turned demon. I do have theories as far as who I think is kind of like still the most themselves versus the most gone into their demon form and why. So I don't know, if you want that, let me know and I'll make a little ranking list or something.
For me personally, I loved the storyline. For somebody who may not be used to these type of stories or plots, it might be a little weird or cringe, but I read so many manhwas and, you know, some of those stories and everything can get a little crazy. So it's nothing new to me personally. So I think the story was a 10 out of 10. I was intrigued, I was entertained, and the plot in question, this glorious man. Mind you, every single character in this movie was a baddie. Like, I've seen K-pop idols and like I am painfully aware of their game. I get it. I understand. They are all beautiful, glorious beings. And you know what? They emulated that so well in this. Also, the music, I don't listen to K-pop like at all. And I've only listened to a very select few like popular K-pop songs on like mainstream media, but like besides that, I know nothing. I know BTS and Blackpink and that's like it. But the music was so good. I was like, wait, so, what is this melody? Also, can we talk about the strong female lead who also like kicks ass and has her own story and her own progression and growth in the story and has a love interest? Like, come on, it's not that hard to do. Disney, take notes. Why are we still running into this issue? You can still be a strong, independent woman and have a fine-ass man on your side. And I think if Netflix wants to do this right, they need to make a sequel because I need to know what the hell happens next. Why would they kill off Fine Shai? Why would they kill him? Also love the casting. I heard that this man was voiced by an actual K-pop idol, and I heard he's a fan favorite, and he did great with the voice acting. Like, 10 out of 10. I also watched Teen Wolf, and she's voiced by Arden Cho. I love her. She did so good. Okay, girl. Anyways, 10 out of 10. Thank you all.
Jinwoo's soul is in the sword? What do you mean his soul is in the sword? Like, what? I thought he's gone. He'll be back. Like, I know it's just a theory, but come on. Because it fits so well. Because only Rumi got a weapon transformation. Like, Mira and Zoe have the same weapons, still. So it has to be Jinwoo's soul. And the cat and the bird up on the billboard coming soon? Or was it returning? I don't know. Comeback? It was comeback. And below it was 100. Which totally means we're getting a second movie. Like, there's no other meaning. I will be looking very carefully at that sword. And I'm expecting a movie fast, so better get to work.
한국을 소재로 한 애니메이션 영화에 대한 해외 시청자들의 생각 어떠셨나요? 한국적인 요소가 글로벌에서 이렇게 크게 영향을 미치고 있다는 점에서 정말 기쁩니다. 지금의 인기가 어느 정도 지속될지, 그리고 어떤 선한 영향으로 번져나갈지 정말 기대됩니다. 오늘도 함께 해주셔서 감사합니다. 우리들의 이야기를 함께 나누는 스토리 코리아였습니다. 다음 영상에서 만나요.